Getting convicted of strangulation
listen
in
up real
Virginia
quickly,
is
fellas.
easy. Be careful.
You might want to think twice the next time you go to put your hands around your significant other's throat and tighten the grip without her consent. I'm talking about strangulation, a Class 6 felony in Virginia. You don't need bruises. You don't need marks. You don't need medical records. In Virginia, all the Commonwealth has to prove to sustain a conviction for strangulation is that you impeded someone's blood flow or breathing without his or her consent, and it caused bodily injury. Now, let's get into what the bodily injury is, okay? Bodily injury element is satisfied if the alleged victim takes the stand and testifies that it hurt. Element satisfied, okay? This can be done with a hand around the neck, a forearm, a pillow, whatever way you could think of to block someone's breathing. That could be considered strangulation. If you do so happen to find yourself in this position and you've been arrested, don't go developing a guilty conscience and giving a statement to the police telling them that you didn't mean to hurt her or him, because nobody gives a fuck whether you meant to hurt the person or not, okay? That's not one of the elements to be convicted of the crime, so nobody cares. My point is, more often than not, or a lot of times in these cases, the victim feels a particular way right when the incident happens or shortly thereafter. But after, a period of time has passed, a lot of times the alleged victim and the alleged suspect are back together, living life as if things never happened. That said, a lot of times the alleged victim won't show up for court. If the victim is subpoenaed and has to come to court, they're uncooperative on the stand. They do not remember what happened. And you've given a statement, right? So they don't have the testimony, the direct testimony of the victim, because the victim is being uncooperative on the stand, but you've given a statement pretty much corroborating what the victim now does not recall. My point is, keep your mouth closed, because that statement could potentially come back to haunt you, and you could potentially still be facing a strangulation conviction without the victim's testimony, because you've admitted to doing it. So, again, if you're feeling guilty for doing it and you feel like you need to get it off your chest, talk to God about it. Ask for God's forgiveness for what you've done and leave it at that, because telling the police something is not going to help you in the long run. But asking for God's forgiveness might. Follow me for more tips on the law and legal humor.